This message comes from Jackson. Taxes aren't something you can only think about once a year. With investments, planning for tax day is year-round. Fortunately, Jackson offers tax-efficient products. Visit jackson.com for more information on how our products can make your tax bill a little bit less painful. Jackson is short for Jackson Financial Incorporated, Jackson National Life Insurance Company, Lansing, Michigan, and Jackson National Life Insurance Company of New York, Purchase, New York.
Chicago, 2011. A cop is murdered. Police and prosecutors swear they have the trigger man. He swears he didn't do it. How far will each side go to prove they're right?
Like it's just one bombshell after another, where you're like, what?
The story of a PlayStation, a brain-eating amoeba, and the relentless pursuit of justice. Off Duty, out now. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Howdy, howdy, ho, and welcome to Fantasy Fan Fellas. I'm Hayden, producer of the Fantasy Fangirls podcast and your resident lover of all things Sanderson.
And I'm Steven, your bookish internet goofball, but you can call me the Smash Daddy.
And we are currently deep diving Brandon Sanderson's fantasy epic, Mistborn. But here's the catch. Steven here has not read Mistborn before.
That's right, hey. So each week, you'll get my unfiltered, raw reactions to every single chapter.
And along the way, we'll do character deep dives, magic explainers, and Steven will even try to guess what's next. Spoiler alert, he'll be wrong.
Newsflash, I'm never wrong. Episodes come out every Wednesday, and you can find Fantasy Fan Fellas wherever you get your podcasts.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Psych Legal Pop podcast. This is a podcast where we talk about popular culture through the lens of an attorney and a therapist. I'm Brooke Brigham, I'm the attorney.
And I'm Tess Brigham, I'm the therapist.
And we are here today to talk about Seeking Sister Wife, Season 6, Episode 7, called Have to Choose Between My Two Wives.
Oh, just you wait until we get to that storyline. Dear God.
Oh, yeah, we'll
These
save that one
nuts
for the end.
All right, where do you want to start?
Well,
we have the Merrifields, the Peralta family, the Davis family, and
the
Williamsons. You want to start
with the Williamsons.
Okay. So I really feel for Reise in this whole storyline because I think he saw a way out, and his wife's like, no.
Okay, I'm very upset with this woman.
With BJ, Billie Jean? Okay,
yes.
Brooke, let it out.
I want to kill her. Not really, but...
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you know that she's pregnant right now? Billie Jean?
I didn't know that.
Billie Jean is pregnant. So, I mean, it's interesting. So, I just saw a photo.
We don't know how that happened. But, okay, so I'm going to kind of jump ahead a little bit into... well, anyway, okay. So, yeah, Reise... They're talking about how, I forget how it starts. Anyway, they go to
see their friends.
They go to see their friends, Tia and Ashley.
Yes.
A lesbian couple. Now, Ashley is their egg donor. Okay. Mm-hmm. Then we find out a little bit later that they still have 5 embryos from Ashley's eggs. So why the fuck are we doing this? And BJ claims that she can't carry them because her last pregnancy was high risk. And it's like, well, yeah, because you were having twins. Mm-hmm. They tell you you're high risk if you're over 35. There's a lot of things that make you high risk. That doesn't mean you cannot carry a child. It means you're high risk and have to be monitored.
Yeah.
I'm so angry with her. Like, what are you doing? You are wreaking havoc.
Yeah.
And you have 5 fucking embryos. Why don't you start with that? Try that first.
So I have been through this with so many of my clients. I mean, it's very common out here in the Bay Area. These tech companies will pay for you to get your eggs removed, and like it is a big bonus of part of that. So I've gone through this with clients about all different scenarios and who can carry what and embryos and viable. Billie Jean needs to check her embryo privilege. Because having 5, and again, we don't know how viable. Every embryo, it has a certain level of, viability, and they use the most viable ones first, and then usually as you're going along. But 5 is a lot. There are people, I'm sorry, that go through several egg retrievals that will get 1. They have 1 shot. And so, when I heard 5, I'm like, and she said it many times, like 5. Fuck.
And she had 6. She had 7 because she had twins. So originally she must.
Okay.
I don't know how many they put in. Maybe she had more. This Ashley is very fertile.
Yeah. She's very fertile. And I was wondering about, I'm like, why are these kids redheads? And then I was like, oh, she's a redhead. Ashley's a redhead. Got it. Okay.
So it's like, then it gets worse. It gets worse. Ashley, because, BJ makes it sound like this is such a quandary, then offers to be a surrogate for them.
Mm-hmm. So you don't even have to do the heavy lifting.
But also, why would you? And they're like, oh gosh, thank goodness, they've solved their problem.
Mm-hmm.
But why wouldn't you try the embryo first? Why are you making this woman go through another pregnancy? She just had her own babies.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're about the same age. They showed them and did she have twins too?
I don't know. I wasn't really clocking the kids because I was just listening to this whole conversation.
There was all these babies on the floor, but
well, and she said she enjoys being pregnant, but it's still a lot. It's still a lot to ask.
It's a lot to ask
or offer. It's a lot. It is.
Yeah.
Well, what pisses me off about BJ is that, so we hear from Reise about his date. And here we go. He just basically says he goes on a date for 45 minutes and he is so deflated. He's like, oh, that didn't work out. So now I have to go back to square one. I'm like, you had one ice cream date and she barely finished her ice cream. But he is already
traumatized by it.
He's traumatized. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And he's already dreading the next thing, the next encounter.
He doesn't want to be doing this.
He doesn't want to do this. Yes. And that's what pisses me off. It's like the thing that you claim that you want, you have access to. And now you're making your husband, and you're all laughing at him. You're all laughing about how terrible he is at all of this and that how hard this is for him. And it's like, well, you're just going to have to keep going on dates. It's like, Reise, stand up for yourself.
I know.
Tell her no.
Yeah. No, we don't need to be doing this. We have 5 embryos. And unless some doctor has told her that absolutely under no circumstances should you ever be pregnant again, then she can't. I mean, she kept saying, I can't carry a child. And I don't think that's true. I think
she can carry a child. She can't conceive a child.
Right. But if you have your embryos.
She told us that. She told us that, but this last pregnancy was a lot. But again, these babies are a year old. You just had them. Give it a little bit. If you let your body naturally kind of like wait a couple years and then have another kid, give it some time in between. But when she talked about the 5 embryos, she talked about it being Hail Mary. I'm like, so if it's a Hail Mary, tell us what the percentage is of how viable these embryos are. And I do believe that if these embryos were not viable at all, I don't think these 2 would be paying for the storage because that's expensive. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that they would be, I think they would have told us. I think it's very suspect that we don't know how viable these embryos are.
Mm-hmm. Also, I could have sworn she said she couldn't carry a child. I swear that, but she can. She did it before. I don't know. I don't like her. She's selfish. She's just very, very selfish. I don't know if I've ever seen someone so selfish. And also, let's talk about money. Like, you people can't afford. How many kids do you want? You live in this small town. What kind of opportunities are there? I would really like to know what they do for a living and how much money they can actually make. And they just want to have she wants to have all these babies. It's like, calm down. It's like you have 1-year-old twins. Settle down. Calm down.
Yeah. If you want to have all these babies, open a daycare. If you want to be surrounded by babies and all this stuff, there's so many different ways that you could be around babies and not involve other people and not involve children, and have the time and effort. It is insane. And then poor Reise is like, yeah, every time I text someone and then we're talking and then I tell them what we want or what we're looking for and they ghost me. I mean, I think that's distressing.
Yeah.
I mean, he had to learn about unicorn hunting and dragon hunting and harem building. He had to learn about all these things that are just too much for Reise.
Yeah, this is, I learned right along with you.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah, unicorn is a throuple with a woman and, with two women and a man. Dragon hunting is a throuple with two men and a woman. And then harem building is one man and multiple women.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that polygamy?
Yeah. Well, that's for babies, that's just producing children.
Yeah.
But I think it's interesting that they had to say that dragon hunting, well, one of the men is bisexual, but in unicorn hunting, so the women are bisexual.
The women are too. Yeah.
So it's almost this weird thing where our society somehow feels like, yeah, women can just, that women are right. Some man says, I'm going to add a third to our marriage. And the woman's just like, oh, sure. All right. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I'm bisexual. I'm bisexual. Like, it's just crazy.
So Reise says to her, well, now that Ashley has offered to carry the baby, can we stop doing this?
Yes, that's the first thing he talks about on the drive home. He's so excited.
Yeah. He's like, oh, thank God. But then she says, well, we want more adults in our lives because who's going to take care of all these kids?
Yeah.
We need to have the woman too to be here and help I can't take care of all these babies by myself. And poor Reise is probably thinking, oh dear God.
And again, if you want that, start a mommy and me group. I can tell you about 5 things.
Hire a nanny. A mother's helper or something.
But I mean, it really, because I don't think BJ wants to take care of all these children. I really don't. I think she likes the idea I think she just likes the idea of it. I think she likes this idea. And I think she thinks that having this community of people is going to make her happy. And I do think that it is possible that maybe she doesn't work right now and Reise does. And it is, being a new mom is lonely. It is very lonely. Even,
very lonely.
It's very, very lonely because even if you're meeting with your other mom friends that have kids your own age, it takes so goddamn long to get out of the house and find
that's
time.
Only a few hours a week. Or,
you go see a friend here, you might get out of the house every day, but there are days that you don't leave the house. If you have a kid that's born in the winter, like I did, it's cold and rainy out, and like you're walking in the rain with them. I mean, it's very, very lonely. And I think that, and having two, I can't imagine how hard that is. And I think that she thinks this, I like being a mom. I like having children. This is really hard. How are we going to have more kids? Oh, this is how. And this is the most insane thing. And God damn it, Reise, just
stand up for yourself.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't have to do whatever this woman tells you to do. I know. I mean, you're a couple,
Yes, Reise, you're a couple. Okay, so let's go to, you want to do the Peralta family?
Sure.
Okay. Do you think it's possible that Yessel's in the military?
Yeah, because, when he was FaceTiming with Dani, I was looking at there was some stuff on the wall behind him. It's a piece of, one of them is a piece of children's art with footprints on it. And it says, I love you very much. It's like in the shape of a strawberry. But the other one says, thank you for your service on it. And it's like and it has some children's art on it. So yeah, I think he is, but so I don't know how this works in the military, but yeah, I don't know. It's possible. I don't know.
Yeah, I saw the same thing, and I was like, "Is he in the military?" And at first, it's interesting because at first I was like, "Does he have a friend that has children? Where is he staying?" And then I was like, "Oh, wait a minute. Is this where he is when he goes away? And those are his kids? His kids made those things? I don't know. It's very confusing. And if he is in the military, is he part of some special secret ops?" Something that
why can't he talk tell us? Yeah,
what he's up to, because this isn't like the National, what is that? The National Guard, where, right, you have to go out there like once a weekend, once every umpteen months, you have to go out for a weekend and train. And then if you get called in.
Yeah, if you get called to do something. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I'm so secretive, but
yes,
he's been gone for a month, and they have this, they're having this FaceTime call. And of course he brings up Jackie.
It's not even a FaceTime. It's a video. Or was it a FaceTime? I thought it was a video call that he already recorded.
No, they were talking to each other.
Oh, okay.
I believe.
Maybe that was 2 separate calls.
Then I have written here, is this what Dani says? Looking for a third parent and a best friend.
Yes,
that's what she's looking for.
That's what she's looking for.
Yeah.
And she tells us how she has been, she's trying to keep it all together. Things have been busy, which I get completely. She's stalling on talking to Jackie because she has to talk about this baby issue. And she knows the longer I wait to have this conversation, the more Yesel and Jackie will get attached and the more feelings will get hurt. And I think really what she's talking about is she knows Yesel. She's been down this road with Yesel. Like she knows Yesel's going to be pissed. And so, I think she's so scared of what his reaction is going to be that's why she didn't do it sooner. And I agree with Jackie. She should have done it sooner, but I think we're seeing why maybe she didn't feel like she could. I don't know. But
so they're going to go out to dinner, Dani and Jackie.
Yes.
And
but Yesel's been checking in with Jackie. So they have been talking
a lot. Yeah. Sure, they talk a lot. So she tells her, she just has to come out and tell her that she can't handle Yesel having another baby with Jackie.
Or with any woman.
Yeah. And I wrote here that, because did she ask Jackie about a donor? Because she says she'd be okay to accept Jackie having a baby with a donor.
Yeah. So basically her whole thing is that she does not want Yesel to have a child with another woman, mainly for the fear of if they have a daughter. And then she says, I wasn't able to give him a girl. It's the men who decide the gender of the babies.
Yeah.
Because women only have X's, people. Yeah. Men have the XY. So men decide the gender. So it's Yesel. It's on Yesel. Yeah. This is why you don't have a girl. It's Yesel.
Yeah.
And again, I don't know with the rhyme or reason. I don't know why some men, you see this all the time where you see some families where they have a bunch of girls, a bunch of boys, and then others that are all mixed up. I don't know. I don't know exactly, but I do know it's the man that determines the sex of the baby.
Yeah.
The chromosomes.
So it's not about you giving him a daughter. And that also sounds so Handmaid's Tale.
Yes.
It's like, God, this is this is ridiculous. This shows you how ridiculous they both are, Yesel and Dani. These two are just, none of this makes any sense. And so, of course, Jackie is upset. She's like, this isn't fair. You have been stringing me along. You never mentioned this before. And she's pissed. And she basically says that she's removing herself from this. And they interview her after she kind of walks out, and she says, Dani has insecurities she needs to address. Yeah. I mean, come on. Jackie could figure that out very quickly.
And she does say, she says she doesn't think this is fair to bring someone in and then make a decision solely for your comfort. I thought I was like, oh, that's interesting. As much as it's crazy, and we, maybe I agree with you, Jackie, that you're making a decision solely for the comfort. I don't think that Dani has to justify this desire, not, this whole baby thing. I don't think she has to justify it. She already feels super insecure with this relationship. I understand why she feels this way. But you had to, it was wrong for the two of you to not say something to Jackie the minute it came up. This needed to come out like date 1 or 2. Jackie wouldn't have been pissed then. She's pissed now. because you've known this the whole time and now you're going to drop this. It's literally like, someone being, you finding out that someone has some big secret. They're not going to tell you that's going to affect you and your life.
Yeah. And luckily Jackie just got out of there right away and didn't, say, oh, okay, well, maybe whatever. But also Yesel shouldn't even, if this is so important to Dani, he has to date someone who doesn't want any more children. So he needs to start with that. That's the first question. You make clear that, we don't want to have any more children. And obviously he didn't do that. And he just brought Jackie into this and, they're wrong. They're both wrong. This isn't right.
So, what do you think the chances are that Yesel and Jackie have been having phone sex?
Oh, very high.
Yeah. See, I think that there's, I don't blame Jackie for this, but I bet you anything Yesel's like, no, Dani doesn't mind. She knows what we're doing.
We've talked about it.
We've talked about it. She's okay.
Yeah.
What are you wearing? So. Oh God. But this was quick and to the point. I'm like, I was like, okay, well, that's done.
See if they can find someone else.
Yeah.
God.
Okay. All right. So let's go to the Davises.
So we're making breakfast and the boudoir calendar is here.
Yes. How exciting.
They're going to surprise Nick with a breakfast in bed and the calendar. This family, they crack me up.
I have to say, I'm back on Nick. I'm still, comparing himself, definitely he is the standout of all these men.
Oh,
but I could even throw him in other categories, and I'm with Nick. I like Nick.
I like Nick. I like this whole family. I think,
they're not hurting anyone.
They're not hurting anyone.
They're not lying to.
Yeah. They're open and honest with each other. And, so Teresa, talking about the calendar, saying that she feels insecure next to April and Jen because she's older.
Which I didn't get at all. I didn't think she was older at all.
And here's where we find out, she's had abusive relationships. And I forget who I was listening to, which podcast I was listening to when they were talking about her, that it's come out that, she's had some problems with substance abuse and she's open about it. And that the reason why she moved in so quickly may have been because she didn't have a place to live.
Oh, that's possible.
So she's got a lot going on. She has this negative self-talk, and the other two talk about how, she needs to, they're trying to support her. They're trying to say, you need to stop doing that. You're great. They all have a big talk about this later. But, and she also mentioned she did sex work for, a while. And I think that when they talk about the red flags, the red flags are like all of her insecurities.
Well, that and the substance abuse and the sex work and how long has she been in recovery? How recovered is she? And I can understand that. And you have children in the house. So,
Yeah.
Nick is like, every day I just wake up, living the dream. Nick is listen, this man is living the dream. He's got 3 women bringing him breakfast in bed.
Yeah.
They made him a latte, for Christ's sakes. And a calendar.
Yeah.
That we then get to see.
Well, when they were coming in, there was like a shelf, like a standing, those white plastic, kind of shelves with 6 shelves, had a bunch of stuff on it.
Oh,
and
God.
I was trying to zoom in and see what was on it because there was a lot of bottles of lotions and maybe some lube. I don't know. I was trying to see.
They got to get everything's right there handy. Handy.
Right next to the bed. And then there's like a little sink down there. It's like right next to the shelf. Oh God, I don't even want to know. I mean, I'm sorry. They claim that they don't have sex in that bed. They totally do.
They do. I mean, things just don't just happen in the boom boom room. The boom boom room is for when everybody else is like, just the two of you.
Yeah, I'm not interested. Not tonight.
So, and the other thing that Nick said is he wants his women to be beautiful and intelligent women. But yeah, this is where, and Teresa starts crying about the calendar, and April starts telling Nick about what happened when they had the shoot. And Nick's like, your insecurities are unfounded. You know, I was like, yeah, I'm with you, Nick. He's like, you got to put the armor down. You got to put the armor down. You know, he's like, there's no need for armor here. You know, we recognize that
you and accept you. Yeah.
We recognize that other people haven't treated you as well, but that's not who we are. And at some point, you have to trust that. And that's, yes, they are absolutely right. That's all on her.
Yeah, it was very touching. You know, it was very sweet and very nice. And, you know, they all embraced.
And I think now we see why they're so unsure about her changing her last name, because Teresa wants to change her last name. And April astutely says Teresa thinks that changing her last name is going to make her feel secure. And it's not. It's just a Band-Aid. And then Teresa's like, and then I want to get a tattoo of everybody on my thigh. And even Nick was like, whoa. Hold on a second.
Slow down.
Slow down there.
Maybe wait. See if this lasts for a year even. Yeah.
Yeah. And he says this relationship Teresa has with herself is a problem. And that's the problem. That's the problem.
Wow.
Yeah.
Davises are
deep people. Yeah. See, they wouldn't put up with they wouldn't do to Reise what Billie Jean's doing to him.
No, they're nice people.
You know, they just want to have a good time, get in that hot tub.
Yeah.
You know, maybe make a little extra money from the show and, you know, go on about their lives.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Who knew these would be the most normal people?
Yeah.
On this show.
Oh, dear God. Okay. Now we're at the Merrifields.
God. Okay.
What is wrong with these people? What is deeply, and this is my theory. I think it's out of sight, out of mind. I think that when the show isn't there filming them, I think they forget everything, like their lives. And the minute the cameras come back on, they're like, oh, wait a second. We brought her over on a K-1 visa. Oh, wait a minute. We only have 90 days. Oh, wait, how many days has it been? Yeah. What's happening? It's like, what the what? I mean, this was insane.
But see, there has to be some other meaning behind this. Psych Legal Pop will be right back after these messages.
Chicago, 2011. A cop is murdered. Police and prosecutors swear they have the trigger man. He swears he didn't do it. How far will each side go to prove they're right?
Like it's just one bombshell after another, you know, where you're like, what?
The story of a PlayStation, a brain-eating amoeba, and the relentless pursuit of justice. Off Duty, out now. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Howdy, howdy, ho, and welcome to Fantasy Fanfellas. I'm Hayden, producer of the Fantasy Fangirls podcast and your resident lover of all things Sanderson.
And I'm Steven, your bookish internet goofball, but you can call me the Smash Daddy.
And we are currently deep diving Brandon Sanderson's fantasy epic, Mistborn. But here's the catch. Steven here has not read Mistborn before.
That's right, hey. So each week, you'll get my unfiltered, raw reactions to every single chapter.
And along the way, we'll do character deep dives, magic explainers, and Steven will even try to guess what's next. Spoiler alert, he'll be wrong.
Newsflash, I'm never wrong. Episodes come out every Wednesday, and you can find Fantasy Fanfellas wherever you get your podcasts.
And we'll talk about it when we get there, but it opens up. I love this. Okay. So, and again, you know, she has to learn English. So they have labeled everything with English words. Like they tape on the desk. There's a little taped note that says desk. And on the chair, there's a taped note that says chair. And of course, they misspell shelf. It says shelve.
Oh, I didn't see that. I didn't notice
Anyway. And so Lorena is Zooming with Beatrice, who's her hot English teacher. I mean, where did they find this woman? Is she from Brazil too? She must be.
She must be the backup for Garrick. You know,
Yeah,
he's like,
she's next. Yeah. When Lorena gets deported.
In 17 days.
Oh, God.
Yes.
Yeah, so but when she's talking about how she's been there, or I don't know, someone says she's been here 2 months, and then they're like, oh, wait, how many days is that? It's starting to dawn on them.
But first, Garrick has to tell us, we've been settling in. We've been figuring out the 2 nights. So one wife does 2 nights. The other wife does another 2 nights. And then on Sunday, he gets a day of rest.
Yeah.
So do you think that he asked for that? Or do you think the women were like, let's just have some time away from him?
I don't know. Maybe he did want that. Because I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Maybe it's just easier to have an even number and then everyone has the same day each week instead of doing 2 days. Then you have to remember like, okay, well,
no, because you're going to have to switch it every time. You're going to have to. So if let's say Danielle is Monday, Tuesday, Lorena is Wednesday, Thursday, then it's Danielle again, Friday, Saturday. And then what happens? Monday needs to now be Lorena. Monday, Tuesday. So
I thought it would be easier, but no.
No.
Oh, and then they talk about the things that Lorena does differently. And this must be universal. Folding towels. I mean, how many times do we hear about folding towels? We heard it on Sister Wives.
Yeah.
There was some other show about folding towels the wrong way or something. So people are very particular about that.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't sort her laundry into lights and darks.
Guess what? Neither do I.
She does hangers facing backwards and forwards.
Yeah, that's the one that I think is a little like, that is interesting.
Yeah. And she loves sugar.
Yes.
Likes to put sugar in everything. So
yes.
That's Lorena. That's all they know about her because they can't speak to her. They don't know her views on anything.
No, desk, pens, shelves. Yeah, that's it. So officially, when we tune back in with the Merrifields, it is now day 73 of Lorena's 90-day, visa. And originally, they wanted to do a big wedding. They looked at, and we see a lot of clips of them, a lot of B-roll footage of them looking at various venues, trying to coordinate things. And it did look like they spent a lot of time. I mean, there was quite a few things that they went to. But again, they realized that was just, they were going to have to do a courthouse wedding regardless because it was just too hard to coordinate everything. Okay. When did you realize that?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, when did you realize that?
Day 71. It's not going to work out.
and one other thing that they never took into account or did any research on was the fact that, there needs to be at least 14 days or it takes 14 days for someone to change the status. So,
well, no, it takes, okay. So they tell us that we're now 17 business days out.
Yes.
Okay. After the wedding, it takes 14 days before they can file for adjustment of status. So you have to wait 14 days or a waiting period.
Mm-hmm.
And the lawyer, oh wait, no, that's about the prenup. But anyway, so you have to file that. They don't even have enough. I don't even know if they have enough business I think even as they're filming this, they may have already run out of time. You know what I mean?
Because, I mean, again, I don't know how much they crack down on this, but I don't think it's a good look. Because what if you got married on day 89, you submitted your paperwork on day 90?
But you can't. You have to wait 14 days.
Oh, after you get married to submit the paperwork. Oh, I thought it was going to take 14 days for that to process. I get what you're saying. Okay. So that way they prevent people from doing quickie weddings. Like if you can make it 2 weeks, if you can survive with this person 2 weeks after the marriage, we'll let you stay.
I don't know what the purpose of the waiting period is, but that's what they're saying, that you have to get married and then you have to wait 14 days before you can file for adjustment of status. So I guess once you file for adjustment of status, you're safe. You can stay in the country until that gets approved. But I would imagine they're probably pretty, serious about these deadlines.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sure they are.
Yeah.
I mean,
so then they're like, oh shit. They're like, okay, but so let's just get a prenup real quick.
Mm-hmm. Because this won't be too difficult.
Oh God, yeah. Because Garrick thought he could do this himself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I don't know. They talked to some lawyer. I mean, they're so vague about. They're like, well, we talked to this one lawyer, but he never called back. And but finally, they talked to someone. Someone calls them back. They talk to someone. They don't have a Portuguese translator.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I don't know, I should have looked this up before we started recording, but I don't know what the law is in...
they're in Colorado. I thought Garrick said that he was doing the paperwork himself, bebopping along, everything was good. Then he gets to the end of the paperwork, and then he realizes, oh, wait a second. This is not her native language. Mm-hmm. This needs to be in Portuguese. And then I think they maybe... talked to a lawyer who said, you do know, right? If she does not feel like, if this is not in her language, if she does not have her own representation present.
Right. Well, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah. And I do know that is a post-nup, pre-nup thing, is each person has to have representation. Mm-hmm. And, because I had a client who was drinking and his wife tried to get him to sign a prenup, and that was an issue, which was, he was not in his right mind. So I think a lawyer schooled them and said, no, this is going to be a problem. But there aren't a lot of lawyers in Buena Vista, Colorado that speak Portuguese.
Or, the lawyer doesn't have to speak Portuguese.
Or translators.
They need a translator, someone besides the app.
Yes.
But yeah, because in California, for a prenup or postnup to be valid, each person has to have a separate attorney. And of course, it has to be in your native language. You have to be able to read it to sign it. But yeah, I don't think Garrick realized anything. I think he thought he could do it himself. And then at the last minute, someone told him this. Mm-hmm. And then we get to the point, as they're explaining how stupid they are, we get to a point where they say that they need to get this prenup filed by the end of the day.
Like tomorrow, because they need to get married tomorrow.
Yeah.
They have to get married tomorrow. If they don't get married tomorrow, they're not going to have that 14 days. And which means the prenup needs to be finished. And, it's rightly so. And all the people that are mad about this are rightly mad. Like Lorena is a little bit like, you got to be kidding me.
She's pissed.
She's livid. Because she was trusting that they were taking care of this, that they knew what they were doing. And now you're kind of toying with my ability to stay here. I've just made this huge commitment. And so she's pissed. And then, the other thing too is Dani's pissed because she's just like, it's been 6 years. And, oh, did he say this? He was saying this, sorry, but Dani's overwhelmed because the house isn't in her name and the construction company isn't in her name.
Yeah. Why is the house, at least the house?
I'm with you. Why is the house not in her name? That should be the bare minimum. Maybe the construction company, but I'm sorry. What the Dani? What are you doing?
Even if the construction company is not in her name, and what does that mean, not in her name? I mean, it's, I don't know if it's a sole proprietorship, if it's a LLC, whatever. I mean, it's like, but that's community property. Mm-hmm. His business is community property. Mm-hmm. So, and yeah, she said prior to this, she said that we should have researched this better. We didn't realize how complicated it would be.
So, but you and Dani wants to get the prenup because of Roberta, because of the things that happened to them in the past, because she knows things can, even though you like and trust this person, it can go wrong, which I'm like, good, finally, she's thinking through some things. But you did not, Garrick, you did not think that, neither of you thought that this might be a little more complicated, or neither of you did any research with Roberta or Natalia.
Well, and also why didn't they line up a lawyer before she even got there? They should have had a lawyer lined up to, to say, hey, we got this visa, K-1 visa approved. She's going to be coming on this date. What do we need to do? And Garrick says, I left some messages for a lawyer, but no one called me back. Well, then call them back. I mean, it's like, this is why this is so hard to believe that I almost feel like he's doing this he's sabotaging this for a reason.
Oh, interesting.
Maybe he doesn't really want, maybe he's like, Lorena's nice. We've had some good sex, but I'm ready for someone else.
Yeah, it is possible. That's interesting. I didn't even think about that.
Don't you feel like this is self-sabotaging?
Yes, it's very self-sabotaging. And
everything along the way, the way they handled this whole entire thing.
Yeah.
So then he says, we'll pray. It will be okay. And then tells Danielle to call the lawyer. This is her job. This is her responsibility. No, you're the one who's marrying this woman.
Well, the other thing too is what I wonder about is you're calling lawyers and you're not getting calls back. So if someone calls me and is like, hey, I'm looking for, a therapist, call me back, blah, 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 I'm going to call you back. But if you leave me a message like, hi, I just brought someone in on a K-1 visa and then I did this and then this happened. Are you leaving crazy messages for people?
Yeah,
I ignore crazy people.
Yeah.
Yeah. If someone can't, then this is not a good client. I'm not going to call you back because unless you're telling me something that I feel like I have information to share with you or that I could help you or point you in a different direction, I'm not going to get on the phone with you because you can't leave a message properly.
Right.
So,
and you can tell this is going to be a difficult client. I'm not going to call back.
Yeah.
And so then Danielle is on the phone with some lawyers, probably not even the lawyer, probably just the receptionist, because it's like a cold call. She's explaining the situation to someone on the phone as if it's the first time that she's ever called them. So did you really call? Oh, I don't even know if Garrick he could be lying about that.
Yeah. Well, and that, I mean, and I also think that this is all so last minute now, but I don't think finding someone to translate and be her representative, the representative, just like her English tutor, could be online. In the world that we live in today, this shouldn't be so hard. You could have gotten this done. Listen, maybe 10 years, 15, 20 years ago, this would be very complicated to do this in 90 days. But the world that we live in today, no, all they need to do was find a Portuguese speaking, certified, whatever it is, speaking lawyer in the state of Colorado.
Or any lawyer, and then just go
and get
online,
a translator, hire a translator.
You could I'm sure you could easily just, scan a document and send it to someone and you can get it translated probably pretty fast. There's probably programs that do it.
But maybe it's something about speaking in your native language. Maybe they don't let you use translators because
here's the thing.
It's about the representation.
Right. So you're right. So you would have to be able to, you could have an interpreter help you with this, but you'd have to have a meeting, Zoom, go to their office, whatever, where you sit down with the lawyer, with the translator, so that you can ask questions of the lawyer. And then the translator can translate back. Because otherwise you're just signing a document that no one's explained it to you. You know what I mean? You need to be able to have a consultation. You ask questions, they explain it to you. Yeah, it's a process. It requires a lot more than.
I also think that because when Danielle comes back, she says, okay, the lawyer isn't a certified translator. I would think that you would have to be a certified translator to work these cases, because this is all about, does this person understand what they're signing? And so obviously the language is important. And if you have a translator, is there any guarantee? Because you could argue, is there any guarantee that this translator translated this properly?
Right.
And so I think that it sounds like maybe there are these certified translators that go through a credentialing process and where the court system says these people are going to be honest. So I get that. But again, you didn't do, it doesn't sound like this is hard information to get to. You guys did not do a Google. You didn't Google at all? Any of this? Not once?
Yeah. Well, and then she says that the lawyer suggests doing just go ahead and get married and then do a post-nup. And, but either one of them could refuse to sign it.
Yeah.
You know?
And Danielle wants she smartly is saying, no. You two are not getting married until this document is signed. So now they're putting themselves in this situation of a great leap of faith that Lorena is who she said
not going to rip them off. Yeah. Either they do that or she goes back. Because the end of this episode, they have to get married tomorrow and they have nothing in place. So those are their only choices, is to do a post-nup or...
Well, and this is where Garrick says those words, I guess I'm going to have to choose between my two wives. And he's absolutely right. Either you marry Lorena and piss Danielle off, or you tell Lorena no. But you are right. It's interesting. I didn't even think about this is this weird, self-fulfilling prophecy, because they had done so much. They've been doing, he then mentions, oh my God, it's been 6 years and this will be so tough and blah, 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 blah. But at the same time, you're in 6 years, didn't they always pick women from Brazil? Isn't Portuguese always been the language? So again, this language that you've, didn't bother to learn in the last 6 years, neither of you. But I wonder if Danielle did and tried to tell Garrick, and she's so subservient to him. Why isn't your name on the house? Right.
He probably told her, oh, don't worry about it. I'm taking care of it. I'm taking care of everything. Yeah. And this whole thing about we should have researched this better. In order to get the K-1 visa, they had to go through a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. So they'd already been through that process twice now. And, you can only get 2. They're done now. They can never do this again. If there's a limit. It has to do with protecting people from sex trafficking.
Yeah. Yeah. Which makes sense.
So they had to go through, they know that there's a lot of layers, there's a lot of stuff you have to do the application, and then you have to do this and that. I'm sure it's a very involved process. So they already went through that. They already knew it. So you have to know that actually then getting the adjustment of status and doing all that is going to be another long process. And there's going to be all kinds of technicalities and rules. And you would be on it. But he apparently just wanted to get her here and try her out, and maybe he's like, I don't want her to stay. I'll just look for Brazilian women here in the U.S.
Were there a lot of Brazilian women in this country? They're not in Buena Vista.
New York City. Yeah. I don't know.
I'm trying to think, is there a big Brazil population here? I actually met a woman, if you can believe this, who was an attorney in Brazil, then came here, learned the language, and went through the process again, and was passed the bar here in English. I was like, God damn, that's impressive. That's really impressive. Look at what women can do, Garrick. And all you other men, who else am I yelling at? Cody, Garrick, you fucking,
You geniuses.
Yeah, you all think you're so goddamn smart. You're not. You're not. Yeah. I just couldn't.
Wow.
I mean, when I was watching this, I'm like,
I was unraveling.
I was like, I cannot believe this. What is wrong with you? What? I mean, but now psychologically, I'm with you. I really think there is he maybe he's got cold feet or something. Why would you kick the can? I mean, this isn't even day 60. Like, this is day 73. Like, this is really, really cutting it close.
Yeah. I don't think he wants to do this full time. I think he likes to do his, sex tourism.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, Dani should just say, okay, fine, just go do that. Maybe God will come back and explain what Garrett needs to do next. Maybe he needs to just go sit. He needs to go sit in the garage and just quietly wait.
For God to tell him.
Yes, tell him what to do.
Danielle, I just need to have sex with lots of different women, mainly from Portugal, mainly from Brazil. But I just need to be able to do this. But I'd like to bring you and the kids along with me with my sex tourism, because that apparently is what he enjoys doing. I mean, just all of it is. Ugh.
He's gross. He's so gross. So yeah, there's no way they're going to get married. Maybe they do this post-nup thing. I don't know.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see. I really hope Danielle holds firm, because she would be shooting herself in the foot. And I just want to say, every single client or couple that I've worked with or person that I've known in my life that has had a post-nup marriage has been awful. It's been awful. Because there is something about I mean, again, this is not this situation, but there's something about the post-nup where it's a little bit of buyer's remorse. And so it creates this thing of, something's happened between the two of them. There's been some sort of issue. And that's like, okay, they think the solution is a post-nup, but it just creates more problems.
Because it's like they're saying that they're saying this is probably ultimately not going to work out. So
I don't trust you. I've married you already. We've gone through this. I didn't mention these things, or I didn't see these things. And I've seen it also where there's been post-ups based on people's behavior. Like, oh, you cheated on me, or, oh, you're drinking or using drugs, or, oh, but I'm not going to divorce you. I'm going to do this post-nup and punish you. It becomes a punishment for some people.
Yeah.
I don't know. I work with this woman who, God, they had the best apartment. Oh my God. She and her husband had this apartment, one of these old school, like full loft apartments, like at the top of a hill. They had a completely unobstructed view, wall to wall windows, unobstructed view of the bay. And of, it was gorgeous. But I swear to God, the minute they started talking, she was telling me about the post-nup. I'm like, oh, this is not going to last. And guess what? It didn't. I was like, oh, and I met him, and I was just like, oh yeah, I don't think he
why did you go to their house?
Oh, because she and I worked together at Kaiser, and we were kind of like getting together when we all started our practices. Like, I'll get together with my other therapist friends, and we talk about practice building and connections and relationships. And, it's good networking, making friends, people that can refer you, that kind of thing. Because it is mainly other clinicians that are going to refer you.
Oh, when you said I worked with her, I thought
no.
Worked with her as a client. You mean
no, she wasn't my client. Sorry.
Okay.
We worked together at Kaiser, and I just,
okay.
But anyway, that apartment was, that flat, I think he owned it. It was spectacular. She did not get that. That was his. Yeah. I mean, it was just.
Well, if he had it before they were married.
Yeah, I'm with him on that. But it kind of just felt like, you're like, oh, it's just that when you see that this isn't going to work out for someone, you just feel it, and you're just like, this sucks. I'm not going to say anything to you about it, but I just, ugh. Anyway, I hope she's doing better now.
I cannot wait to find out what happens. They better not skip them next week, because I need to know.
Yeah, you can't do that to us.
Oh, wait a minute. There actually was something in the next time on.
Oh.
Okay, so next time Reise meets Brandy for a blind date. And this is another Nikki setup. So it's probably going to be terrible. And
they're just meeting at a playground. Reise isn't even going to purchase
not
ice
even
cream
an
anymore.
Ice cream cone.
You don't even get food. You didn't even have a bottle of water.
Don't even want to spend any money. And she asks if this relationship is going to be sexual, I guess, meaning with him. And he says, well, yeah. I'm not sure what she meant by the sexual with Reise or with both of them or one of them. I don't know.
And when she heard, oh, yeah, she looked disappointed. I noticed that. Shit, I'm going to have sex with you? Ugh. Oh, poor Reise. No. Oh, Reise.
Poor Reise. Justice for Reise. I'm worried about him.
Yes, I'm very concerned about Reise because I'm with you. I think that she is bossing him around and really, this is cruel. This is cruel. And you all know it's cruel. You know what I mean? It's like, but you're going to make him do it anyway?
Yeah. So then Dani has to tell Yesel that basically Jackie broke
and she's
up
super
with them.
scared. She's super scared. But she's already probably, trust me, and Jackie's already called him. Jackie has already called him. They've had phone sex 4 or 5 more times. And now he's got to have this he's going to have this conversation with Dani and pretend like he hasn't heard a thing.
Yep. Okay. So Garrick and Danielle, they're trying to do a prenup today. And I wrote
we're tuning back on the same day.
On day 90? Because it's a different day. You know what I mean? Like this episode is the day of, this is day 89. Or no, I guess it's
73.
They get up to the day, but then they get up to the day before
the 90 days.
They get up to, they say they have to get married tomorrow. Someone said that. I wrote that down.
I swear to God, I think we're picking up right where we left off. I mean, I really think I think we're going to keep watching them go in circles about this.
Okay. So anyway, now we're at day 90. They're trying to get a prenup done today on day 90 before they get married, I guess. And Sam is there, poor Sam, her brother, Danielle's brother, and he's quite concerned. And then we see Matt and Shanae on that train, that train.
Yes, she does show up for the date. I thought she was going to ghost him.
Yeah. And, she says she likes the date. She's really impressed with this date, but she's wondering if it's too late for her and Matt.
Yeah, I mean, she sees how goddamn passive he is, and that is annoying when you've said something to someone over and over and over again, and then they think they're going to lose you. Now you're going to do it. Yeah, I'm with Shanae. I really am.
It's too little, too late.
Yeah, you. Somewhere, I mean, even if you had done something the 50th time, she still would have taken you back. It's the fact that you see her checking out and now you want it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. All right. Well, wrap it up, Brooke.
Okay. Well, if you would like more of us, we do have a Patreon. And we have 2 different levels. We have a $5 level where you get all of the episodes ad-free, and can't talk. And then we do a weekly bonus episode where we talk about pop culture. Sometimes we have funny stories from our lives, or we think they're funny. Anyway. Other people might not, but I'm really selling this. We have hot topics, pop culture stuff related to all the stuff we love. And on the $8 tier, you get that. Plus, we do a monthly true crime bonus episode just for the $8 Patreon. The last one we did was The Good Neighbor.
The Perfect Neighbor.
Not
a good neighbor, the perfect neighbor.
Perfect neighbor.
Which, ironically...
she's not.
She's not. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Not a good neighbor at all. And a big racist.
Yes. But it's a very good documentary.
But it is good, yeah.
And then we do a monthly Ask Us Anything where you can ask us literally anything.
Mm-hmm.
So check that out. We're also on social media. We're on YouTube. If you want to subscribe, if you haven't already, it's a great way to automatically get the episodes every week. We do 2 free episodes a week. And if you like us, we would appreciate if you give us a 5-star rating and review. That would help our podcast. And that's about it.
Yeah. Thanks so much, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Howdy, howdy, ho, and welcome to Fantasy Fan Fellas. I'm Hayden, producer of the Fantasy Fangirls podcast and your resident lover of all things Sanderson.
And I'm Steven, your bookish internet goofball, but you can call me the Smash Daddy.
And we are currently deep diving Brandon Sanderson's fantasy epic, Mistborn. But here's the catch. Steven here has not read Mistborn before.
That's right, hey. So each week, you'll get my unfiltered, raw reactions to every single chapter.
And along the way, we'll do character deep dives, magic explainers, and Steven will even try to guess what's next. Spoiler alert, he'll be wrong.
Newsflash, I'm never wrong. Episodes come out every Wednesday, and you can find Fantasy Fan Fellas wherever you get your podcasts.
Pepsi Prebiotic Cola in original and cherry vanilla. That Pepsi taste you love, with no artificial sweeteners, only 30 calories, just 5 grams of sugar, and 3 grams of prebiotic fiber. That great Pepsi taste with even more to love. Pepsi Prebiotic Cola. Unbelievably Pepsi.
Looking for a fun night out? K1 Speed puts you behind the wheel for an adrenaline-filled time you and your friends will never forget. Off the track, the fun keeps rolling with arcade games, great food, and drinks. They even have private party rooms for your birthday parties and corporate outings. Race hard, laugh harder, and claim your spot on the podium. K1 Speed. More than racing, it's an experience.